We have to go a long way back for me getting into broadcasting. I got into broadcasting full-time right out of high school in late 1971 and have been at it full-time since then. And being on the radio from 1971 on, got a lot of chances to talk about a lot of different things. One of them, of course, being on the radio and being a disc jockey back then, which was playing a lot of music, was the Poseidon Adventure and the song The Morning After. We'll get to that section in just a second. But before we get there, our good friends at the Sharon Playhouse are wrapping up an incredible regular summer season and going into a bunch of different events that they have coming up over the next month and a half to 2 months. And the first of those big specials is their Spotlight Gala, which is taking place on Saturday, September 21st. It's a 6 o'clock start, cocktails and a light supper in the Bach Gallery, 7:30, a performance in the Playhouse, and 8:45, a meet and greet champagne reception on the patio. This all features Grammy-nominated Broadway recording star Maureen McGovern. Tickets can be purchased online, sharonplayhouse.org, in person the old-fashioned way at the box office, or by phone at 860-364-7469, extension 100. And there's a lot of different combinations that you can do. You can do the whole boat. You can do just portions of that. So with that being said, the Sharon Playhouse Spotlight Gala featuring Maureen McGovern, we are very pleased. I am very pleased to welcome Maureen McGovern to Robin Hood Radio. Maureen, thanks for joining us today.
Great to talk with y'all. You and your listeners out there.
I've been dying, believe it or not, to ask you two questions about your career, all going back to the very, very beginning for most of us with the Poseidon Adventure and the song The Morning After. One, was that Carol Lindley singing the song, or was that you overdubbed over her in the movie? And two, were you afraid that that role and that song might define your career?
Okay, we'll start with Carol. Well, I'll start with my how I came to sing the song. My producer of the album sent a demo of mine to all around the country and sort of record companies. All of them turned me down except for Russ Regan at 20th Century Fox, and he heard something in my voice, and he said, this was in October of 72. He said, I'll look for something, and a month later he sent me The Morning After to sing, and the movie was already done. So Carol Lindley actually was lip-syncing to, I believe it was Renee Armand, who did a lot of background singing kind of things in movies. And so the film was already done. And so she, and I feel sad, she just passed away just a couple of days ago here. But it was the album, the song took off with the movie took off, and it was, huge immediately, and the song did absolutely nothing, and so they dropped it. And it wasn't until it was nominated for an Oscar that rekindled people's curiosity about the song, and then it won the Oscar, and by August of 73, it was an international gold record. So it's one of those things where, usually if they drop it, it's usually gone. But thanks to the public out there and people calling in and requesting the song, it had a second life and won an Oscar and a Grammy nomination for me, and was the launch of my career.
I was going to say that's
number one.
That's not a bad way. That's not a bad way to launch the career, though.
Yeah, no, I'm eternally grateful. And I tell you, if people come up to me, I sing it obviously in my show for all 46 years now, and people come up to me, oftentimes tears coming down their cheeks. Got them through a death in the family or a divorce or whatever crisis you were going through at the time. It's just sort of a generic, lovely song, inspirational song that people can apply to whatever And so it's amazing to me that that it touched so many people.
But it set you off on a pretty incredible path. And did you ever get a little worried that, like I said, it might stereotype you or anything like that, and end up harming you? Because obviously it didn't. Because Can You Read My Mind from Superman, We May Never Love Like This Again from The Towering Inferno. I think you even did a song for a TV series for different worlds. I mean, it obviously opened up a lot of doors for you that were all positive.
Well, I was called the disaster theme queen from The Towering Inferno and the Poseidon Adventure. So that was my decade of the 70s, was the disaster theme queen. So I started out doing folk and boomer things, the songs that we all loved at the time. And so the albums that went along with the hits really didn't have anything to do with me. They were other people's choices and such. So that was a frustrating time in that way. Ever grateful to all the hits. I mean, that's a given. But it wasn't until the early 80s when I replaced Linda Ronstadt in Pirates of Penzance on Broadway and had my Broadway debut and opened up a whole new world. I did Great American Songbook standards and theater pieces, and so it just broadened my love for music and also picked up a different kind of audience for me.
We're speaking.
So I've been.
We're speaking.
Go ahead.
We're speaking with Maureen McGovern, the Sharon Playhouse Spotlight Gala, featuring Maureen McGovern on Saturday, September 21st. SharonPlayhouse.org. I was going to get to you being on Broadway. Not only did you, the disaster queen, but replacing Linda Ronstadt, the Pirates of Penzance. That is quite a step. Also in the opposite direction. Did you have any trepidation, or did you just throw yourself into it 150%?
I had just done 1 week of summer stock as Maria in The Sound of Music for the Pittsburgh Civic Light Opera. And I was living in California at the time, and when I was on my way to Pittsburgh, we got a call that Joe Papp folks wanted to have me come and audition. So I went to New York and was hired on the spot. Actually, I had the audition, which was lovely. We went to a restaurant, and Wilfred Leach, who was the director, this was in the Village, and he just happened to be walking by, and he poked his nose in, and he said, "Oh, by the way, you got it." And so we were like, "Oh, my God." And so I went and did my 1 week of summer stock, never even having done a high school play even. I mean, theater was just never on my agenda, And 3 weeks later, I opened on Broadway, and it was a night, a time you just can't get over. I mean, it was bring your whole life to that moment, and it was just a thrill. And so I was blessed to work with Raul Julia in 9 immediately after Pirates closed, and Sting in Threepenny Opera. And one of my favorite roles was playing Marmee in Little Women on Broadway. And beautiful, beautiful. In fact, I'll be doing one of the songs from Little Women at the concert. And I must say, at the concert will be a lot of my boomer reinventions. I like to take a song and find what's relevant about it today. Why is it still a great song? And I'm a storyteller at heart in my songs, so I'll be doing a lot of that. But I picked up some Arlen and Gershwin and Rogers. I was doing some theater pieces from their catalog, and but I haven't sung Days of Plenty. I did a tribute to Orchard House with the Boston Pops, and we did Days of Plenty, but that's been many moons ago, so I'm thrilled to be doing that too, bringing that back.
Well, we are once again talking with Maureen McGovern, who will be headlining the Sharon Playhouse Gala on September 21st. Now, your work with Sting obviously was earlier in his career. What was Sting like to work with?
A gentleman. I'm completely in awe of his musical creativity. It was the show itself didn't quite come together, and I ended up rupturing a blood vessel on my vocal cords and missed the opening. It was just it was very sad. But he's a hard worker and a blindingly brilliant songwriter and a compassionate and passionate. How do I want to say? I mean, in human issues and everything. I mean, he's just really an amazing man. Yeah.
Now, Maureen McGovern, we all know as a singer and a person on Broadway acting, but behind the scenes, you have used your celebrity and the power of that celebrity to help. I'm not sure many people realize this, the Muscular Dystrophy Association as well.
I worked with them for about 35 years. Wow. Yeah, I mean, I still will try to do whatever I can for them, but I was on the board of MDA and a lot of different things that we did together through the years with Jerry Lewis. Certainly, was just a joy, and the wonderful families that I've met, and the great job that MDA does, and so many just working on behalf of it, making people healthy. And there's so many things that have gone. I'm rambling on here. It's they're just in the midst morning here. Sorry, they're just an incredible organization, and they've just the research that they've done and how they've helped children and adults with neuromuscular diseases is just amazing. Just truly amazing.
We're speaking with Maureen McGovern once again, who will be appearing and headlining and actually putting the whole thing together for the Sharon Playhouse Spotlight Gala, sharonplayhouse.org or 860-364-7469, September 21st. One final question. From when you way back before the Poseidon Adventure, before that breakthrough, when you first wanted to get into this business, and now you are where you are, has it turned out anything like you thought it would be?
Showbiz is different around every corner. I mean, I'm beyond grateful for what I've been able to do in my life, and it's a gift, I mean, and to me, my gift is to give back, and that's so I feel so blessed to have had worked with so many incredible artists, and it's just I've just turned 70, and I call it 70s and still kicking, and so it's just all been a blessing and a gift to me.
Well, once again, you can see Maureen McGovern at the Sharon Playhouse Spotlight Gala, Saturday, September 21st, 6 o'clock, Bach Gallery. There's a whole many different ways you can purchase tickets for this. All the information is available at sharonplayhouse.org or the box office at 860-364-7469. Maureen, thanks for taking a few minutes out of your busy schedule and joining us today, and it's going to be fun to see you in Sharon.
Great. Thanks, Marshall. It's been great talking to you, too.